Rev up your engines! Today I'm going to tell you the truth about gasoline and other fuels we use in our vehicles. Now, it'd be great if we could all be riding around on electric bicycles once we got used to it, but let's face it, our gas-powered cars and trucks are extremely convenient, and Americans aren't going to be dropping them anytime soon. Even look at the Europeans. They had a law, they said by 2035 they were going to ban the sale of internal combustion engine vehicles, right? But guess what? The Germans led a revolt against that, and now the Germans and their European Union said they're going to allow the sale of combustion engines if they run on synthetic fuel. Now, why this turnaround? Well, as I've always said, don't listen to the political baloney that comes flying out of politicians' mouths. Follow the money. And in this case, they want companies to create biofuels and synthetic fuels, right? But no company is going to invest billions of dollars creating synthetic fuels, biofuels, if they find out, well, 2035, they can't sell any vehicles that run on that stuff with internal combustion engines. They're not going to put the money in if they're not going to get money back. So already the Germans and the Europeans have backtracked, and they're going to be using internal combustion engines that run on synthetic fuels, in quotes, whatever that means. You know how that goes. That's just like carbon credits. It's been proven that many of them are just fake. They're just rearranging a deck. It's not changing anything, but they get credits for saving the rainforest, and then they can create all the pollution they want. They don't balance each other out. And to use another European example, in England and Europe, they're saying that burning biomass, wood, trees, whatever, is sustainable, so they're going to do that to create energy, mainly electricity, right? The theory here is that the trees create oxygen, and you burn the trees, you make more trees. Well, guess what? The pigs aren't going for that either, are you? Puts on a lot less energy than even coal does. You'd have to burn all the forests of the world down to get enough electricity. We use energy like no tomorrow. Yet the Europeans still say burning wood, oh, that's sustainable. That's green. It really isn't green at all. And considering the tremendous amount of electricity we use worldwide, burn the trees. It's not the solution. And it certainly isn't sustainable. So let's get back to gasoline as fuel. Realize this, Americans burn up 369 million gallons of gasoline every stinking day. Now, we do create 20 million gallons of biofuel every day. Still, that's a lot less than what we use every day. And realize the United States, most of that biofuel is ethanol made from growing corn, which is actually just blended in our gasoline. You can see the gasoline you buy at the pump contains 10 to 15% ethanol. It's an octane booster. That biofuel is mixed with regular gasoline. That's how we use most of it. We don't really use it as standalone. And of course there is E85, which is 85% ethanol and 15% gasoline. But people don't use that much of it. It costs less, but you get 20 to 25% worse gas mileage, so you actually pay more for it. And it's kind of been proven that if you run ethanol is actually a 25% energy loss or so. To create the ethanol, you got to grow the corn. A lot of petrochemicals used in growing the corn. Tractors use diesel. Then they got to go by train to get somewhere, or by truck. Then in a factory, they got to be changed from corn oil to ethanol, and that uses a whole bunch of energy. So it turns out that in reality, ethanol is a net loss process. You actually put 25% or more energy extra into it than you ever get out when you burn it running a vehicle. It's not an efficient process. So if you're like some people I meet that are worried, oh Scotty, should I buy an electric car now? I'm worried they're not going to sell gasoline. I wouldn't worry about them selling gasoline for quite some time, because even before the Germans and Europeans said, oh, well, we're going to let you use synthetic fuels and internal combustion engines, you can buy them even after 2035. The 2035 ban is a ban that bans the sale of internal combustion engines, not the sale of the fuel. There are so many cars around the world. And unlike the baloney that the government tries to tell you, if we switch to electricity, it'll save $1,000 a year to the average consumer. You buy an electric car, they cost a fortune. You'll never recoup that money in itself. You might spend less charging it up with electricity, but even that's questionable, because as more people would get electric cars, you'd need more electricity, and guess what? When there's more demand, they generally raise the price of commodities, so the price of electricity is already going up. It would go up even faster. So even that paltry $1,000 savings probably never will come to fruition. You'll end up paying more for the electricity. And they're telling you you're going to save $1,000 a year in energy costs. Not if you got to pay $60,000 to $100,000 for an electric car. You're not saving anything. These idiots in Washington, they're not even taking into consideration that you already own the car. You're driving it around. You might be able to drive it like this Toyota for years and years, maybe even decades more. And the fact that the Germans have already stopped the ban of not being able to sell internal combustion engines if they run on this new synthetic fuel. These corporations are always going to find loopholes. We got to pay taxes, but you see, most of these large corporations, they don't pay any taxes at all. And when it comes to fuel, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have these European countries say, yeah, we want you guys to invest a whole bunch of money in biofuel, and then say 2035 you can't have internal combustion engines that run on biofuel. So they've already knocked that down and said, hey, if your car runs on biofuel, you can continue to make internal combustion engines. And that's just the selling of new vehicles. Hey, if people were smart, let's say they did ban the use of combustion engine sales, new ones, by 2035 in the United States. Guess what? 2034, everyone should go out, buy a Toyota Corolla that might last them 20 or 30 years, and maybe they can't buy a new one after that, but it's going to last them so long. Their little rules, we can finally bypass them a little bit, you know? Instead of just the corporation getting the brakes, the average person could. Let me tell you, you're not going to be getting rid of gasoline anytime soon. Now, don't get me wrong. Electric vehicles have a place. This Rattan bike, hey, it's a lot of fun. It can go maybe 20, 25 miles on electricity alone. And if you pedal and assist, I've gotten as far as 70 miles in one of these things before the battery went dead. And even when it went dead, I can pedal my way home. But let's face it, you're not going to be pedaling your car home. You got an electric car, you're stranded, you're stranded. They're not long distance practical at all. Now the Chinese already have hundreds of millions of electric bikes and electric scooters and electric motorcycles for commuting around. It's a very congested place, right? I'm sure China and Europe will electrify long before the United States does, but they should start with small cars, not big ones, that do little distances, and they're perfectly fine for that. In China, the last figures I saw, 63.7% of their electricity comes from coal-fired plants, the polluting plants, right? So people think that electricity is green. A lot of it is just a myth. And then you got to add in the lithium mining and all kinds of other things on top of it. It's not green. It's a small percentage green. It is not a green thing, especially in China where they get most of their energy from burning coal. And to me here in the United States, it's kind of funny because cars have to get so much gas mileage. But guess what? SUVs, those are the biggest sellers now. They're trying to talk green, but hey, people aren't buying green. They're buying the exact opposite. Now, Americans like to feel they're somewhat free, right? If the government says we're supposed to buy electric cars, does that mean we will? They say we're supposed to drive vehicles with better gas mileage. And what are we buying? Cars that get the worst gas mileage. I find it to be rather amusing. Just like the politicians in Washington who say, we're against socialized medicine, it's a bad thing. Yet when they retire from being in politics and they retire as being senators or congressmen, then they get lifetime free health care, which to me, that's socialist welfare, right? But only for them, not for the masses of us who have to pay for our own because, no, socialized medicine is bad, except for them, right? So, if you see what Americans have voted for, Americans have voted for buying big, giant vehicles. That's what they want, right? If they're going to be driving electric cars, the only hope the manufacturers have is to make giant electric vehicles. But at the same time, Americans like driving all over the place, long distances, big vehicles, electric batteries, doesn't work together. They're scrambling all over the place, trying to make them to go further, and they lie in their sales brochures that say up to 250 miles of electricity you can go on. But then you try to go fishing and tow your bass boat or whatever and find out after 90 miles you're almost out of electricity. It's not a good mesh. When you get to where the rubber hits the road, small electric cars should be the ones you start out with, not big ones. But of course, Americans don't generally like small cars, so they got to make big ones. But of course, That doesn't make economic sense for most people. Take the new electric Hummer, big giant, right? They start at $110,000 and go way north of that, right? Is the average American going to be able to afford? Well, let's face the facts. There's going to be gasoline cars around for quite some time. The new electric technology, it's in its infancy. Nobody knows how it's going to pan out, what kind of batteries they're going to use. Is there going to be an infrastructure for it to be able to travel all over the place when you want without having to wait for hours or even days? If there's millions of them trying to charge on a few stations. And don't listen to all the crap the politicians have to say, the average American will save $1,000 with an electric car. No, you won't. You'll be spending money out the wazoo, and you probably won't save even $1,000 on the fuel, because everybody starts buying electric cars. Guess what they do when that happens? They raise the price. The more demand, the more people charge for it. That's just how it goes. We're gonna have gasoline or some type of gasoline alcohol mix for a long time running our internal combustion engines. It's not gonna happen for quite some time, if ever. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.